Good morning, dear students. Today we will discuss cyber forensics. Cyber forensics can be divided into two domains. First one is the computer forensics, network forensics. So, coming to the computer forensics. Computer forensics is primarily concerned with the systematic approaches, that is identification, data acquisition, preservation, analysis of digital evidence. It is a typically operation performed after unauthorized access on the computer. So it is one of the identify the digital evidences mechanism. Next, the main focus computer forensics is to provide the security from prevention of unauthorized access. Like our system will be maintain confidentiality, integrity, availability of the computer system. Next, what is network forensics? Network forensics is a study of network traffic to search for the truth in the civil and criminal administrative matters to protect user resources from explanation from privacy unauthorized of computer network connectivities. So in the network traffic there is some of the internally hacker will transmission some of the IP spoofing vulnerabilities threats according to the target computers or network domains. To identify that network hacking mechanisms all are under the network forensics tool. Coming to the cyber forensics and digital evidences. Digital evidences means it is a piece of information that includes summary or proof regarding the criminal activity. Next, what is meant by chain of custody? It is a canonical documentation trail that indicate data will be secure, custody, control, transfer, analysis, disposition of the evidences in the physical or electronic media. Next, chain of custody is also used in the most evidences situations to maintain integrity of the evidence by the documentation to the control, transfer, analysis of the evidences. So another terminology, chain of custody is one of the digital forensics process model. Gathering the acquire the information and analyze the information, examine the information, finally produce the documentation. So these are also called as a chain of custody. Next, in the figure we have to show different types of electronic media devices to hidden and confidential data devices. For example, you can observe the keychain, you can observe the wristwatch, or the pen, small doll, or a watch. In the watch, the side is consists of some USB media storage. That is gather the confidential information. That is one of the pen. You can see the pen consists of record or the power light, reset, and data USB cable pointing. So all are the digital storage media to collected from the evidences. Next, what is the rules of evidence? This is very important discussion. The evidence is a piece of information that will be provided in front of court with proof that court can lead to give a punishment to the criminal. Yeah. Next, what is the major rules may be formed according to the evidences? So according to the Indian Act of Evidence Act 1872, the evidence should be included two types. First one, all statements which the court permits or requests to made before its relation matters under inquiry called as oral evidence. Oral evidence means the data will be gathered from the witness at the inquiry sessions. That is called oral evidence. Another method, all the documents that is produced for the inspection of the court called the documentary evidence. After examination of all of chain of custody activities, we have to provide the summary or data report in front of the court. That is called a documentary evidence. The evidences should have two variations. First one is the oral evidences, second one is the documentary evidences. Oral evidences is made up of in inquiry under the fact, that is called the witness. Next, documentary evidence consists of some of the standard procedures, inspections or review meetings collected by the digital forensics investigation team, and finally they have to produce some conclusion in front of the court. Next, the rules of evidences actually identify the piece of three types context. First one is the physical context, logical context, legal context. What is physical context? In physical context, the digital evidence must and should be definable in physical form, that is research specific piece of media. For example, we have to find some digital storage device from computer, that is hardware drive. That piece of media, hard disk drive, is called a physical content. Next, coming to the logical context. Logical context must be defined in identifiable logical position, that is where does location of evidence will be stored in the file system. For example, we collected the hard disk drive from the computer, that is in physical media, physical context and digital storage device. In the hard disk drive, where the evidence will be located inside the hard disk drive, either logical files or fact files, hidden files, temporary files, or data clusters, or another one allocated or slack space, etc. So we have to identify the logical position where digital evidences produced in the logical context. Next, legal context. Legal context, we must place the evidence in the correct context. Reading mean that may be looking evidence is a mission level, okay na, mission level, some understandable languages. For example, we have to gather the information from the hard disk drive. That hard disk drive data consists of internally some zeros and ones, that is American Code Standard Interface Exchange. So that information will have to converted using some of the standard procedures. That finally legal context means information should have to must and should readable, understandable format by the computer or human being. Next, you can see the picture. It consists of the path of digital evidences. So physical evidences context is a media storage device. Logical context, we gather the media, collect the data, and data will convert it into information with a legal context. Finally, legal context consists of produce the output result called the evidences. So these are the three important rules of evidences. First one is the physical context, logical context, legal context. Physical context is a piece of storage media. Next, logical context, it will be identify where the evidence is stored in the devices. Finally, legal context is identify the exact information on the storage device. Finally, legal context produce output of the evidence. So these are all the three important concepts in the rules of evidence. Next, in forensics analysis, one of the important cybercrime is the email analysis. That is some cyber criminals created a fake emails that we have to identify by examining forensics analysis of email. There are tools available help to create a fake mail. Forensics analysis, I have to identify email, whether the email is a authenticated one or fake. According to the email architecture is a client and server architecture. The email system maintain the email server software that is control the flow of email client, whatever the data may be sending or reading, compose, delete messages, whatever the activities may be do the client mission, it will be stored according to the email server software at the network side. Next, another important tool, email tracing is done by examining header information only. How we can identify whether the email is a authorized one or fake? by only one examination, that is email header examination. So now we will discuss what is email header details, how the email header address consists of different fields, etc. So the email system consists of two: email server and email gateway. Email servers are computers whatever the forwarded collected data and stored and delivery from the clients that will be sended before or sended to client 2. In between there is one of the gateways. The gateways will weather check email header identifiers. Next, mail server software. Mail server software is maintain the flow of control between the client email client machine and server. Coming to the email header example, you can see email header example, there are different fields of consistency. First one, return path, who is the author, who is the source person. Next, received from the IP addresses, which IP addresses, what the time, location exactly they have received from the mail hub. Next, another one, sender address, from whom they will be sending the email. Next, what is the message ID? Message ID consists of unique responses that maintained by the mail server softwares. Next, originating IP, whether the IP addresses belong to which domain. Okay, na? Next, what is the carbon copy of the mail? So all are the email example header files. Email header consists of return path, received from, message ID, originator IP address. Next, to address, from, carbon copy, blind copy, all are the email header examples. Next, while tracing email header information, there include beginning and ending some unique features. First one, originator email, that is who is the sender from address. Next, return path, who is the receiver. Next, what is the message identification. So these are all the three important aspects of email header, from to message ID. So these are all the important header fields to examine or tracing email forensics tool. Next, an email forensics tool, they are using RFC 2822. It is one of the internet message format that specify several valid email addresses or not. Many email addresses validated to recognize some fake mail addresses. Some of the standard RFC consist of some unique valid email address. For example, the RFC 2822 consists of some unique features. For example, the email must and should not contain or the two signs. The email should not starting with dot. The email should not allowed with underscores. The email should not consist of dot top level domains. The email does not should allow the invalid IP addresses. These are all the some of the example RFC 22822. The RFC 22822 is a standard application of internet message format. They consist of specification of email addresses. For example, the email should not consist of two signs at the time. Next, the email should not consist of dot. The email should not start with underscore. These are the some of the invalid email header formats to identify by using RFC 2822. So these are the one of the example to identify the fake email investigation method in cyber forensics. Okay, thank you.